I'm Katie, I'm a wife, mom, I work full-time, I love makeup and skincare. I truly believe every single woman wants to look and feel her best and have the tools and the resources to help you get there. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the Maybelline FitMe Matte Plus Poreless Powder Foundation. This is the shade 130 Buff Beige. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the product. I'm going to share with you a couple of techniques to wear the product and what my overall thoughts are of it. So let's get into this. Before I start any video, I always like to make sure I'm sharing what I'm wearing on my eyes, my lips, because I get this question all of the time. I am wearing my Lululemon headband to hold my hair back as I get ready to apply this mascara. But I also have my Airy pullover. I love this because it's lightweight, even though this color is like thick and looks really good. It's lightweight. I did size up, but it is already oversized as it is. But you can see when I size up, it covers the booty. Love it. And then on my fingers, I'm wearing my Kiss press-on nails, and then I have my Ultra Human ring to track my steps and my sleep. On my eyes, I'm wearing the Lancome Liquid Shadow in the color Sunburst. I love this because it really helps balance out the tone of the lid, which gives you a more youthful appearance, but it also has a little bit of that shimmer to it, which helps you look more awake. And on the lips, I'm wearing the Viral Clinique Almost Lipstick in Black Honey. This is a great lip balm that has a buildable color that looks great on everyone. Any of the products that I'm sharing with you today, I'll be sure to put my affiliate link down in the description so you can shop the products. Thank you in advance for using those affiliate links because that is what allows me to continue to bring new products and reviews to the channel every single week. Down in the description, I also have a link so you can go and watch the dedicated reviews and tutorials that I've done on each one of the products that I mentioned today. I have a weekly email list. So if you're like me, you love a really good deal on makeup and skincare, make sure you subscribe to that weekly email. And last but definitely not least, after years using different planners and not really finding one that I loved, I decided to make my own. It's available to you over on Amazon. So if you're like me, you love to set goals for the year and break that down by quarter and month. You want to have your to-do list all in one place. You want to practice daily gratitude. This planner has it all in one place with lots of room to write. Because if you're like me, I have really big handwriting. Anyway, I'll put the links so you can go and shop the planners over on Amazon down in the description, but let's get into this video. All right, you all, so I've heard you loud and clear. You all want to see more powder foundation videos. So I do have a couple of powders lined up to try over the course of the next couple of weeks, months, whatever it is. So stay tuned for that. And if you like these types of videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up and let me know that in the comments, and be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so that way anytime I post new videos, you're notified. All right. So let's get into this particular foundation. I thought I was going to just be able to be like, oh, it's designed to minimize your pores and it's good for normal to oily skin and it ideally cuts down on shine throughout the day. But there are a couple of things as I was taking a look over at the Maybelline website that I wanted to make sure that I called out and shared with you. All right. So again, like I said, it's so designed to give you a poreless look, and it's supposed to give you shine control, long lasting shine control. What it says is it is good for normal to oily skin. So if you have dry skin, I would not recommend this powder because again, it's going to give you more of that matte finish. This is going to really ideally help those that are trying to control that shine. All right. Now what it says is it has this perlite mineral technology that's designed to absorb oil that's going to give you that matte look. All right. And it's also has these blurring micro powders that help to virtually disappear the pores. All right, so let's take a look here. I mean, I think the pores look pretty dang small, so I'm here for it. It is dermatologist tested, allergy tested, non-comedogenic. And what it says is that you can use the applicator that is included. Now, you can see I have not used the applicator. I'm not a big fan of these types of sponge applicators. Like, I think this is okay for touch-ups. It does have a nice mirror in it, and there's the compact itself where everything is contained. All right, so I like that element where I could put this in my purse I feel like it probably wouldn't fall open. This part I would worry about maybe cracking. So maybe put it like in a little makeup bag inside your purse, but you could take it with you for touch-ups. If you're wanting to use some type of a sponge, I love a good beauty blender. And then I personally am a big fan of brushes. Now what it says is that it is designed to give you 12-hour wear, reduce the look of pores, and it's going to give you a matte finish. They do have a translucent powder, so it's shade 100, which means it doesn't have any pigment. You can use it to just set the makeup, all right? But if you're wanting to actually get that medium coverage, you're gonna wanna pick from one of the 23 shades. So I'm doing 130 Buff Beige, but just know there's 22 other shades, so they have a lot of different shades that you can choose from. And I think that's everything that I wanna tell you about the foundation. So like I said, I'm gonna go in because it does say you can wear it on its own or you can wear it on top of your foundation. So I'm gonna show you a couple of different techniques in this video. I'll let you know which one is my personal favorite, and I'd love to hear from you how you like to wear the product. So let's get into this. So there's a couple of different ways that you can use this powder. I'm gonna go in the first way and just apply it directly to the skin, but before I apply anything to the face, I always go in with a face primer. I'm gonna use this one from Iconic London. This is the Velvet Smooth Pore Refining Primer. I really like this because it helps minimize the look of pores and helps minimize the look of fine lines and wrinkles on the face. So I'm just gonna take that, press it into the skin, and I'm gonna let that set for 5 minutes or so before I go in with the rest of my face makeup, which includes this powder. And I think that's it. So I'll be back in 5 minutes. I've let it set for 5 minutes. I did go ahead and do my eye makeup quickly. I'm using the Lancome Liquid Shadow and Sunburst. I love this liquid shadow. It's just super easy to apply. You can blend it out with your brush. You could even use the end of this brush. This brush is not available anymore though. So anyway, you could use it, just like blend it out so you don't have any harsh lines, and it just really helps brighten up the eyelid. Just gives you a more youthful appearance when you do that. All right, so let's go in with this powder. This is definitely more of like my winter shade. So in case you're like, wow, that's really light. So I'm just taking that with this powder puff brush. And again, this brush is not available anymore, but it's not densely packed, but it's not loosely packed. All right, so it's like a medium brush, and we're gonna see just how well this powder goes on, if it gives me nice buildable coverage or what the deal is. So I'm just taking and tapping into that product and putting it on the skin. I definitely feel like it's light coverage, but we're gonna just keep going. We're gonna see if we can really get it to build up here. If I want more like full coverage, I will oftentimes go in with my kabuki brush. The Unique Complexion Plus Press Powder does a really good job of building the foundation with your kabuki brush. Like, you can get really nice matte, I'd say medium, almost full coverage when you do that. I absolutely love it. I have several videos on that. I'll be sure to put the link down in the description, but you can see I'm just going in, just tapping into that product and kind of pressing it onto the face all over to try to get me just a little bit more coverage. I doubt I'm gonna cover that zit, you all, but you can see I'm covering up some of the redness in the cheeks and just evening out the tone of the complexion with this powder. All right, I am gonna come back like another day and I'm gonna wear it on top of a foundation. We'll see how that does. Let me look up close in the mirror here. It looks like the product is sitting nicely on the skin. It did build very, very nicely. Again, it's more of my winter shade, so that's good for this time of year. I'm gonna go in with a little bit of my ColourPop matte bronzer in Avila Beach, and I'm gonna just use my Bare Minerals brush, kind of do some light contouring, nothing too crazy. This is gonna add warmth and dimension back into the skin after I've kind of like covered everything, made it flat. So again, this is more of my winter shade bronzer. It's just adding a little bit of warmth to the skin, nothing too crazy. I like it. Just go along the forehead there, along the jaw, just again, adding that definition back into the face where I want it. Fabulous, I love it. still don't have like a winter blush. That's on my to buy list in the month of February, since I'm doing like no spend January, or a version of it, I should say. So I'm gonna go in with my Too Faced blurring blush in Golden Hour. This is like my summer blush, but it will work for today. Nice and bright. Love it. Love the way that looks on the skin. Let's see how everything built. Looking up close in the mirror now. Everything looks good. Everything looks like it built nicely. So I'll be back at the end of the day to see what we look like from a shininess standpoint, coverage standpoint. Because I am using all powder and it's the winter months, I am gonna use a setting product. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is the sample size, like the travel size that I got. I feel like it mist so nicely onto the face. It smells lovely, not like overpowering by any means, but that's gonna really help hold that powder in place all day long. So I will be back at the end of the day so we can see what it looks like. Okay, so end of the day, and granted, you all, it is winter. It is so dry, but I feel like the foundation looks good. Like, I was expecting to be a little bit shiny, but I'm not. Like, the coverage is good, and I think using the setting spray definitely helped hold that powder in place longer through the day. I'm really excited to see what this looks like on top of a foundation. So stay tuned, I'm gonna do that next. But if you're looking for like a I'd say light to medium. Medium feels a little bit too aggressive, too strong of a term. I think it's definitely more on like the lighter side, but I think it's gonna look amazing on top of foundation. So stay tuned, I'm gonna do that next. Today, new technique, I'm gonna be going in, this is like one of my go-to face primers from Merit Beauty. This is the Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. I absolutely love the way that my makeup wears with this primer. So I'm gonna just take that all over the face, and then I'm gonna take my e.l.f. Putty Primer brush and I'm gonna blend that into the skin. But I'm gonna do the exact same thing where I'm gonna let this set for about 5 minutes or so, and I'll come back, and this time I'm gonna put down a foundation and then I'm gonna dust the powder on top. So stay tuned, I'll be back. In with a little bit of foundation. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. This has an SPF 30 in it. This is the color Light 280N, and I'm gonna just take a little bit of that product and put it directly onto the face, and then I will blend it out. And then what I'll do after I blend this all onto the skin, then I'm gonna go in with that powder to set it on top of the foundation. All right, so again, if you're somebody like me, I love a matte finish, you all. I am here for it. I understand the dewy look is on trend, but as somebody that over the years has struggled with looking shiny because I have that oily combination skin, that sometimes I just don't really like the look of dewy because I feel like it quickly turns into a shiny look. So if you watched any of my videos, you'll see me say that, where it's like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit shiny, right? So again, just taking this foundation, this might be a smidge too dark for the winter months. That's okay. We're just gonna blend it down the neck. So then that way we don't have any makeup lines and it's not as apparent that I mean, it's close. All right, but look at that. This is a really great full coverage color correcting foundation. This does say natural finish. So a lot of times to me, natural is more of like a satin finish where there's just a little bit of sheen to it. Nothing too crazy like a dewy finish, but it's definitely not matte. All right, so let's give this more of a matte look. And again, I think this is gonna work well because of the fact that this is like more full coverage, and this to me is more of like on the lighter side. This is just gonna be a great dusting of the product. I'm gonna take again that powder concealer brush. I apologize, you can't get it anymore, but I'm gonna just tap that onto the skin. Look at that. You can see the difference right away where it's just minimizing the pores and giving you, see how it's cut down on that shine that you're seeing? Like you don't see that here now, right? Love it. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in on the other side again, just taking it all over the face, pressing it on, and I'll be back at the end of the day so we can really see how these products wore together throughout the day. So stay tuned. Okay, so end of the day, well, look at that light. The sun is setting here. There we go, end of the day. Again, you all, I just think that this powder is so good. I haven't had to do any touch-ups. It's hardly like any shine whatsoever. And a lot of it is because of that camo foundation. Again, it says natural finish on it. I do think it's a little bit more satin. So I think you're seeing that come through with the foundation. But I feel like overall, like the makeup just wore so well throughout the day. I'm not seeing any bunching or creasing. Like there's a little bit of spots around my nose, like where I had on my blue light glasses, and I probably wiped my nose because it was so cold outside. But I could easily just take like my setting powder brush, kind of blend it out, and it's like fine, good to go. Like I said, I think the makeup overall looks really good. So I definitely would recommend checking out this powder. I think it's good stuff, you all. So there you have it. If you have any questions about the product, don't hesitate to ask. If you like these types of videos where I share with you a single product, give you my overall thoughts and review of it, give me a thumbs up. Let me know that in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, ring the bell, so that way anytime I post a new video, you're notified. Have a great day. For another pressed powder foundation video, make sure you go and watch this one next.